Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Sadanandana Vejajanarangana Sadanandana Vejajanarangana Yamunatera Vanachari Yamunatera Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Sixth Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srimati Bhakta-vrinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srimati Bhakta-vrinda Hare Kṛṣṇa Hare Kṛṣṇa Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Kṛṣṇa जय नम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमदेशी वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ISKCON संस्थापकाचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय नम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत श्री ठाकुर महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय नमाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरव भक्त वृंद की जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय श्री वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की जय श्री मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जय श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय गंगा देवी जमुना देवी की जय भक्ति देवी की जय श्री तुलसी महारानी की जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय श्री श्री गौरनिताय की जय श्री श्री कृष्ण बलराम की जय श्री श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर लता विषय देवी की जय समवेत भक्त वृंद की हिताय और प्रेमानंदे हरि। ओम नमः भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमः भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमः भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिके। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुलं नयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणीं श्रीपरमानन्दमाधवम्। So today we are reading from Bhagavad-gītā as it is, chapter 9, verse 27, the most confidential knowledge. Yat karoṣi yad aśnāsi yad juhoṣi dadāsi yad tapasyasi kaunteya tad kuruṣva mad-arpaṇam yad karoṣi yad aśnāsi yad juhoṣi dadāsi yad tapasyasi kaunteya tat kuruṣva mad-arpaṇam yat karoṣi yad aśnāsi yad juhoṣi dadāsi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kuruṣva mad-arpaṇam yat karoṣi yad aśnāsi yad juhoṣi dadāsi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kuruṣva mad-arpaṇam yat karoṣi yad aśnāsi yad juhoṣi dadāsi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kuruṣva mad-arpaṇam yat karoṣi yad aśnāsi yad juhoṣi dadāsi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kuruṣva mad-arpaṇam yat karoṣi yad aśnāsi yad juhoṣi dadāsi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kuruṣva mad-arpaṇam. Mataji. Yat karoṣi yad aśnāsi yad juhoṣi dadāsi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kuruṣva mad-arpaṇam yat karoṣi yad aśnāsi yad juhoṣi dadāsi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kuruṣva mad-arpaṇam. Yat, whatever, karoṣi, you do. Yat, whatever, aśnāsi, you eat. Yat, whatever, juhoṣi, you offer. Dadāsi, you give away. Yat, whatever. Yat, whatever. Tapasyasi, austerities you perform. Kaunteya, O son of Kuntī. Tat, that. Kuruṣva, do. Mad, unto me. Arpaṇam, as an offering. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities you perform, do that, O son of Kuntī, as an offering to me. Purport. Thus, it is the duty of everyone to mold his life in such a way that he will not forget Krishna in any circumstances. Everyone has to work for maintenance of his body and soul together, and Krishna recommends herein that one should work for him. Everyone has to eat something to live. Therefore, he should accept the remnants of foodstuffs offered to Krishna. Any civilized man has to perform some religious, ritualistic ceremonies. Therefore, Krishna recommends, do it for me. And this is called arcana. Everyone has a tendency to give something in charity. Krishna says, give it to me. And this means that all surplus money accumulated should be utilized in furthering the Krishna consciousness movement. Nowadays, people are very much inclined to the meditational process, which is not practical in this age. But if anyone practices meditating on Krishna 24 hours a day by chanting the Hare Kṛṣṇa Mahamantra in his beads, he is surely the greatest meditator and the greatest yogi, as substantiated by the Sixth Chapter of Bhagavad-gītā. Om Ajnānatimirandhasya Jnānanjana-śalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam yena bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadāti Svapadantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uttapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavansya Sri Rupam Shagrajatam Sagana Raghunatha Nitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabhadutam Pariyana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Visakha Nitamsa. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishavanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Vanchakalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhaiva ca patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Namo Mahavadannaya Krishna prema pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratise Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Kṛṣṇa Hare Kṛṣṇa Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Kṛṣṇa Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Kṛṣṇa Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So here in this verse of Bhagavad-gītā, Lord Krishna speaks to Arjuna how one should perform karma yoga. Because Arjuna was asking Krishna that you have already instructed that the artha, arthati, jnāsu, jnāni, these four types of people, they come to. And also you have instructed different processes of bhakti yoga, how one can come to you. So, which process is better for me? You please tell me. So then Krishna speaks that since you are more into karma and jnana, so better you should perform this karma yoga, which is mixed with karma and jnana. So, by speaking like this, though Arjuna was in the platform of pure devotional service, but he was acting like Kshatriya. That's why people in this material world also, they act according to their varna and ashram. And those who are not in pure devotional service, so for them, Krishna is instructing this verse. Because in pure devotional service, one is completely surrendered to Krishna, and whatever action he does, that will be automatically for the service of Krishna. But when someone is not in pure devotional service and attached to karma and jnana, for that type of people, Krishna is instructing in this verse. So Krishna says that yad karoṣi yad aśnāsi yad juhoṣi dadāsi yad tapasyasi kaunteya tad kuruṣva mad-arpaṇam. Generally, people, they work for their livelihood. So this is natural, that according to varna and ashrama, people have to work to maintain their body and soul together, maintain their family. So Krishna says how to utilize that action to divert that action into Krishna consciousness. So if someone has to work, then at least he has to offer the fruits of that work to Krishna. Then his action will be related to Krishna, and the fruit is, when fruit is given to Krishna, then he will be free from sinful reactions. That he says in next verse. So yad karoṣi, whatever you do, then you offer the fruits of that action to me. So that means everyone has to work for their livelihood, and if whatever he gets as a fruit of that action, so he gives something for Krishna. Then in that way, he becomes connected with Krishna. Yoga means to become connected with Krishna. So, to become connected with Krishna through karma, through action. So that becomes karma yoga. So in this way, one can actually divert one's propensity of acting in this material world and offering the fruits to Krishna. So yad karoṣi, yad aśnāsi. And then Krishna says one has to eat also. One, while living in this material world, one has to eat. So Krishna says, when you eat, you first offer to me. And take the remnants as prasad. By this you will be free from karmic reactions. Because sometimes people ask the question that when we take vegetarian meals, so they ask the question that the vegetables, the trees and creepers, what we are eating as vegetarian food, they have also life. The vegetation has life. So they ask that if you are telling that by killing animals we incur sin, then you are all vegetarian, you are taking vegetables, you are killing also so many plants and creepers for your eating, but you are also incurring sin. But when we offer those things, naturally, if we don't offer, even if we are vegetarians, we are taking vegetables, but if we don't offer that to Krishna, then also we will incur sin. That's why Krishna says that you first offer to me, then one can become free from sinful reactions. So, everything has to be offered to Krishna first, and then we can take as his prasad. So Krishna says, you offer to me and you take aśnāsi. But then in this verse, then Krishna says, juhoṣi, that whatever you offer in oblation, in fire sacrifice, so dadāsi, so whatever you offer in fire sacrifice, that should be done as an offering to me. Because the grihasthas, they are actually supposed to perform sacrifice every day at home. Though that system has been stopped nowadays, but they are supposed to do sacrifices at home. And those sacrifices, that there are different kinds of sacrifices, but one sacrifice is that when we offer oblation in the fire, and that sacrifice has to be offered to Krishna. Because Krishna is bhaktāram yajña tapasam sarvaloka maheswaram. So he is the supreme enjoyer of all the sacrifices and austerities. So when we perform sacrifice to satisfy Krishna, then everyone else, they are satisfied. Even sometimes we offer shraddha to satisfy the forefathers. But shraddha first is offered to Krishna, the pinda. that first is offered to Krishna and then it is offered to forefathers. That means the prasad is offered to forefathers. But if we don't offer to Krishna first, then that shraddha has no meaning and it has no result. That's Krishna who is the enjoyer of all sacrifices. So everyone has to offer to him first. Then if he is satisfied, then everyone else will be satisfied. Yatha tarumula nisechanena triptyanti taskanda bhujopasakha. So it is like when you water the tree and the root, then naturally all the branches and twigs they are watered. So in the same way, Krishna is the root of all living entities. Everything is emanating from Krishna. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate. So I am the root cause of everyone, everything, and everything is emanating from me. So when we satisfy Krishna, then everyone else is naturally being satisfied. So juhoṣi, the goal of sacrifice is to satisfy Krishna. Then Krishna says, whatever sacrifice you make, you first do it for me. Then everything else will be okay. And dadāsi, and whatever you give away, generally people, they are into charity. They give to different institutions for charity purpose. Sometimes they give to individuals. So there are different kinds of charity. Krishna also speaks that kind of charity is charity in three modes of material nature. Charity in the mode of goodness, passion and ignorance. But the best charity is to offer to Krishna. So when someone offers to Krishna, then naturally he is free from all other sinful reactions and he creates sukruti for him. Sometimes people give donation for Krishna. Whether they are giving it spontaneously or by being asked to give donation. But when someone gives spontaneously, then he has some sort of devotion. But if someone is preached to and being convinced, and then they give some donation, so they will get some benefit because their money is utilized for Krishna service. So Krishna says that whatever you give away, you give it for me. Then you create sukruti. And all these sukrutis, called ajnata sukruti, sukruti can be of different kinds. Karma unmukhi sukruti, jnana unmukhi sukruti, bhakti unmukhi sukruti. So only bhakti unmukhi sukruti can bring one to devotional service. But if it is meant for karma and jnana, then that will not bring one to bhakti. So when someone is giving to Krishna, then bhakti unmukhi sukruti is automatically created. Then he will gradually come to devotional service of Krishna. So when Krishna says you do all these things for me, that means they are not in pure devotion, but by engaging their propensity in Krishna's service, they create this sukruti. bhakti unmukhi sukruti, and then gradually they will come to devotional service of Krishna. That's why this verse is actually called karma yoga. Someone is performing karma and how he can relate that karma with Krishna by offering the fruits of that karma. Yat tapasyasi. And then Krishna says that whatever austerities you do, people are on different kinds of austerities. Sometimes they fast, someone fasts on Sunday, someone on Monday, someone on Tuesday. All those days, to different demigods, they want to satisfy. But what is the result of that type of austerity? It has no result. So that's why Krishna says, if you are into austerity, if you want to perform austerity, better you do it for me. Instead of doing so many different kinds of austerities, and those austerities are meant for different demigods, so then you are not actually getting any benefit. So if you offer your austerity to me, that means you perform austerity for me. Then naturally you will become connected with me. So someone may say that, okay, people do not know how to do ekadasi, and we are telling them that how to do ekadasi, so they are doing. But how can we say that doing ekadasi is not a devotional service? So it is devotional service, but not pure devotional service, until he is purified and he does it when he is situated in devotional service and performs ekadasi. So Sridhar Swami says this thing, that is, he says that a devotee, when he performs ekadasi, he is in devotional service already, and out of devotion he performs ekadasi. But someone is not in devotional service, but by being preached or by instructed by someone is performing ekadasi. So that will come under karma yoga until they become devotee of Krishna. So this is the statement of Sridhar Swami. And Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also said the same thing, that doing all these activities, because people have this propensity for karma, so this comes under karma yoga, because when it becomes related to Krishna, it becomes karma yoga. But the same kinds of activities, when a devotee performs, the devotee is already in devotional service, so all of his actions are counted as a devotional service. So this is the difference the acharyas they make. So Krishna says, tat kuruṣva mad-arpaṇam. So you do all these things as an offering to me, and by this way one can be free. If someone is not a devotee, but if he is doing this thing, then he can be free from sinful reactions, and then he can attend devotional service to Krishna. So this is the first step. When one is in material world performing materialistic activities, if he will relate his actions, different kinds of actions, to Krishna, by offering the fruits, then he can come to devotional service gradually, being free from sinful reactions. So here we will stop and we will have some discussion. If anyone has any comments or questions.
What is the difference between pure devotional service and devotional service?
Pure devotional service is anya vilasita sunya. Means you don't have any other desire. Jnana karmadi anavritam. Neither desire for jnana and karma. Only to satisfy Krishna. So, and ahetuki apradhyata also. That this devotional, the pure devotional service cannot be obstructed by any type of hindrance. And it has no material cause. So that is pure devotional service. And when we say mixed devotional service, means like this karma yoga, this is mixed with karma and jnana, both. So this is not pure. Is it okay? That was your question, eh? Pure devotional service starts in spiritual world. In spiritual world, everyone is performing pure devotional service. No, here also you can do. Yeah, here also you can do pure devotional service. But initially someone is starting. So maybe in the platform of karma and jnana, so his devotional service is mixed with that. That's why Krishna is instructing this karma yoga to bring people to the level of pure devotional service. They start from this. Whatever they eat, whatever they offer, whatever austerities they do, they have to link with Krishna, offer the fruits to Krishna. In that way they start the devotional service. And gradually they can become purified and perform pure devotional service. This is the beginning.
Hare Kṛṣṇa. Maharaj, the last sentence, by chanting the Hare Kṛṣṇa mantra around his base, show the greatest meditator and the greatest yogi. Prabhupada said like this. But Maharaj, in the sloka, yoginam api sarvesam, yoginam api sarvesam mad-arpaṇam, here Krishna said 4 conditions. One who great faith, always abides in me, thinks of me with diligence, and render devotional service. Krishna said 4 conditions for yoginam api sarvesam, the greatest yogi. So how to understand Prabhupada's mood in this?
I could not get your point. Can you speak again?
Prabhupada said, when we chant 24 hours,
can you keep the mic little high? For some reason.
when we chant 24 hours in beats, he is the greatest yogi.
Okay.
Prabhupada said like this. But in the sloka, Krishna gives 4 conditions. One is render devotional service, one is faith on me, and one is always awaits me, think of me. These 4 conditions Krishna said. How to understand Prabhupada's mood in this?
You see, unless someone has faith in Krishna, how can he chant for 24 hours? So he must have faith to chant for 24 hours. We cannot chant for 2 hours. He must have strong faith. And then what is the next question?
Abides in me. Who always abides in me.
So unless one is surrendered to Krishna, unless first thing is faith. If one has full faith on Krishna and is surrendered to Krishna, then what is there?
Thinks of me.
Thinking of me. So if someone is thinking of Krishna all the time, he can easily chant 24 hours. No problem with that. But if someone is not doing all these things, he cannot chant 24 hours.
I'm not thinking 24 hours, Maharaj.
Are you chanting 24 hours?
No.
Then? So unless we have strong faith on Krishna and surrender to Krishna, then we cannot think of him 24 hours. The thoughts may come and go away. For continuous thoughts for 24 hours is not easy. One has to be fully dedicated and be in fully Krishna consciousness. Then only one can chant 24 hours.
Even 16 rounds also continuously
Becomes difficult.
Cannot think Krishna.
Because we are not in that stage. So we have to be purified to do that.
How to offer the fruits of our dharmas to Krishna? Practical level is
How to offer the fruits of action.
fruits of our action to Krishna. From practical level.
Okay. So for one's livelihood, one has to work. Isn't it? And if someone has to work, then he also gets the result of his work. In terms of money or wealth or whatever. And then that becomes the fruit of his work. After working hard for so many days or 1 day, 2 days, 5 days, month, year, whatever, he gets this much amount of wealth or money for his livelihood. So he can take that money for his livelihood totally, fully, or he can offer something to Krishna and then the rest he can utilize for himself. Two options are there. Generally, those who are not offering to Krishna, they are using the fruits of their action fully for themselves. So that's why Krishna says, you offer the fruits of your action to me. So if someone offers something from the fruits of his action to Krishna, then he becomes free from reactions and become connected with Krishna. So Krishna wants to say, through all these actions, because one is naturally doing in the material world. One is working, one is eating, one is offering puja, oblations, and then giving charity. So people are already doing this thing in the material world and doing some sort of austerity. Then Krishna says, you all these things, you do it for me. Then you become connected with me and become free from reactions. So this is like encouragement. Krishna is giving encouragement to materialistic people, how they can be, those who are into karma, how they can be connected with Krishna by this simple action. Then gradually they can make a development in devotional service. And they will become purified by offering to Krishna. Did you get it? Okay. So, okay, I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Kṛṣṇa.